ISO 42001 is built on the same PDCA cycle that underpins all ISO management systems. PDCA, Plan, Do, Check, Act, provides the iterative engine through which organizations establish AI governance, implement it, evaluate its effectiveness, and continuously improve. In this video, we explore how PDCA maps to ISO 42001 and how to run the cycle in practice. Let us get started. Let us map the 4 PDCA phases to their corresponding ISO 42001 clauses. Each PDCA phase maps directly to specific ISO 42001 clauses. The plan phase covers the foundational work of establishing what the AIMS must govern and how it will do so. Clause 4 analyses the organizational context and defines the AIMS scope. Clause 5 establishes leadership commitment through the AI policy and role assignments. Clause 6 translates risk assessment findings and opportunities into concrete AI objectives, risk treatment plans, and plan governance actions. Without rigorous planning, the rest of the cycle has no direction. The Do phase is where governance moves from documentation to operation. Clause 8 covers operational planning and control of AI systems throughout their life cycle, from initial design and data management through model development, pre-deployment impact assessment, ongoing monitoring, incident response, and decommissioning. Clause 8 is typically the most extensive part of an AIMS implementation because it is where governance principles make contact with real AI systems and real decisions. The check phase creates the feedback loop that distinguishes a functioning management system from a static compliance artifact. Clause 9 requires systematic monitoring and measurement of AIMS performance against objectives, internal audit of AIMS conformance against ISO 42001 requirements, and formal management review of the overall system. Together, these 3 activities generate the evidence base on which ACT phase decisions are made. The ACT phase closes the cycle and drives maturity. Clause 10 requires the organization to identify nonconformities, instances where the AIMS has not operated as required, investigate root causes, implement corrective actions, and verify their effectiveness. Clause 10 also addresses the broader continual improvement requirement, not just fixing failures, but proactively seeking opportunities to enhance AI governance effectiveness beyond minimum conformance. The power of PDCA as the AIMS backbone is its iterative nature. Each complete cycle, typically annual for management review, with shorter intervals for operational monitoring, generates insights that improve the next planning round. An organization in its 3rd year of PDCA operation will have a significantly more mature and effective AIMS than one that treats ISO 42001 as a one-time certification project rather than a continuous governance discipline. 4 key terms define the PDCA cycle in ISO 42001. The plan phase is where governance ambition is translated into operational design. This is the intellectual work of the AIMS, understanding the organization's AI landscape, assessing risks to individuals and society, setting objectives that are both ambitious and measurable, and designing the governance controls that will be implemented in the Do phase. A well-executed plan phase makes everything downstream more efficient and more effective. The Do phase requires the organization to operate the governance controls it designed during planning, consistently, systematically, and with documented evidence. This is often where management systems falter. Controls are designed but not fully operationalized, or records are not maintained with the rigor needed for audit. A strong Do phase requires training, operational discipline, and clear accountability for each governance activity specified in Clause 8. The check phase is the governance quality control mechanism. Monitoring tells the organization whether AI systems and governance processes are performing as intended. Internal audit tells it whether the AIMS is conforming to ISO 42001's requirements. Management review synthesizes these inputs and adds strategic perspective, assessing whether the AIMS is not just conformant but suitable, adequate, and effective for the organization's evolving AI governance needs. The ACT phase is where the management system demonstrates its value over time. Nonconformity treatment ensures that governance failures are not repeated. Continual improvement initiatives, arising from monitoring data, audit findings, management review decisions, and lessons learned from AI incidents progressively strengthen the AIMS. Organizations that execute the ACT phase rigorously build governance capability that far exceeds what any initial implementation could achieve. Now let us walk through how the PDCA cycle operates in a real AIMS. Running PDCA in practice requires cadenced governance activities. The annual planning cycle is the planned phase in operation. Each year, typically triggered by management review outcomes, the organization revisits its AI risk assessment, updates its AIMS scope where needed, revises AI objectives to reflect new priorities or regulatory developments, and plans the governance activities required for the coming period. This cycle ensures the AIMS remains responsive to a changing AI landscape rather than becoming a static compliance artifact. Operational monitoring is the due phase's quality control mechanism. Throughout the year, AI system performance metrics, bias monitoring outputs, incident reports, and supplier governance assessments generate continuous data about how AI systems are behaving and how governance controls are performing. This data feeds into the check phase, providing the evidence base for internal audit and management review. Organizations that monitor continuously arrive at management review with evidence, those that do not arrive with assumptions. Management review is the formal check gate, the point at which top management stops, examines the evidence, and makes governance decisions. ISO 42001 requires management review to consider AIMS performance data, audit findings, the continuing suitability of the AI policy, changes in context, and opportunities for improvement. The output is a set of decisions and actions that constitute the input to the next planned phase, completing the cycle and initiating the next iteration. Nonconformity and corrective action is the ACT phase mechanism that prevents governance failures from occurring. When an audit finds that an AI system was deployed without a completed impact assessment, or when an incident reveals a gap in monitoring controls, the ACT phase requires root cause analysis, corrective action implementation, and verification that the action has been effective. This systematic treatment of failures is what drives AIMS maturity over successive PDCA cycles. Let us bring together the essential points about PDCA in ISO 42001. To master ISO 42001 and build a certification-ready AI management system, enroll in the full course. Link in the description. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. If you found this helpful, please like and subscribe. See you in the next video.